Hey everybody. So my best research says that this is a 1944 General Electric refrigerator. I can't say if it's a monitor top. Every time I search monitor top, I come up with round wash basin tops. Also, the handle on this one is vertical. You open it vertically. All the other ones I've seen are horizontal. I have found one picture of one similar to this. So the problem is that the latch was broke. So I took it, I tried to research apart, but that was tough. But anyway, the latch was broke. So I took it all apart, had some pop rivets. It's going to be fun putting back together. And this is what I came up with is, this was in 3 pieces here. So it looks like it was stamped. If we look at the other side, I'm trying to look through the camera and stuff. Can see how it was kind of stamped, and this ball actually turns, so I might try and get this pin out and put it in the new one. But anyway, there's my raw material, and I got grinders and sanders, and we'll see how it goes. I've been taking measurements, and this little piece is a lot closer to tolerance than I thought. We're going to start the process. I'm going to take off this larger chunk that was the top of the mold and get it down, and then start working on getting it flat. I got my trusty grinder here, put a good blade on it. We'll see. Got my belt sander over here, and that's going to get it flat for me. All right. Well, it took about 25 minutes or so, a little setup and stuff. What I determined is this thickness here is about 10 millimeters. So I started cutting it down with a 7/16 inch wrench, and when I got to there and got it kind of squared up, I used a 10 millimeter wrench and got her close enough. So these two, it's a little thicker. It's a little thicker. I'm leaving a little more material because you can't put it back. Kind of use this little thing that I got here to trying to keep it square, but it's not bad. Okay, so next I'm going to try and get some sort of a center line and maybe get my pilot holes for where the bushing and the latch go into. Okay, here's our piece. It took me about another 20. Well, drilling it and stuff, probably about 45 minutes. So I think it goes on. Not bad. Oh wait, it goes on like this. Had troubles getting that hole squared up. Thought it'd be easy, with my drill, but the drill bit just bit into this soft brass. And anyway, okay, there's that part. Good. There's a spring that I got to grind out. This spring comes in like right in here. I think that's what that little detent there was for. And this, my latch bolts onto here. Where's my latch? Hold on. Okay, so the latch, see, I got one of these style. Oh, you can't see it. Hey, I got one of these style here. So the latch, this goes on like that. So next is I got to get this piece. There we go. Sorry about that. That piece to fit in that little hole right there. And then when I do this, this will go like that. I'll get a beer. Here's where I'm at. Here's my tool of choice. The only tool I got. I checked a couple other ones out. So on this little hole here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There. I noticed I needed about a 1/2 inch tall, not a quarter. So I had enough room after getting things straightened out to drill a couple more holes. And now I'm working on blending them. I'm almost through with this little guy here. So I buy storage units at auction, and this is one of the things I'm testing out right now. Going through some cassettes that I've also put up here. This one is an Awa. Is it going to focus? 80S10. There it goes. I noticed the counter isn't working. But besides that, it's playing fine. What are we playing? Elton John's up next. Let's get back to the project here. This is how far I upgraded to this one here. Earlier I couldn't find all the parts to it, but when I was looking for a new, another bit for this one, I found the parts. So much more power. This is how far I've got. I think just a little bit more, and I'm going to start testing it. What have I been listening to here? Been running some Toby Keith and Primus. That was pretty fun. And the Doors. I got another Doors coming up, and a couple of them. Fleetwood Mac. All right, let's get back to it. This is as far as I got last night. I kept kind of whittling on it. So just trying to keep the hole lined up and then get the light on it right here. Trying to get that to fit into there. This is the mold I used. Thought about it for a long time. I figured, you know, maybe some plywood would work. I could route it out. Happened to see that I had some tile grout. Sanded, of course. So I made this, and my good friend MP, not NPH, just MP. So I had some scrap brass, and he had a forge, and we heated it up, and we poured it in here, and surprisingly, it's still good. I got some notes on where I need to kind of grind on it if I have to do this again. I'm also keeping a little cheat sheet here. I don't know why, on measurements and stuff. So, all right, it's been a while, but I got it whittled down, and now it fits in here. I got the handle on correctly. Still needs a little massaging, but here's the other piece. So this fits on here. Got lucky with that connection, and then this fits over here like that, and we get our little lever action there. Okay, so now that I've been putting it together, oh, I got it upside down. Now that I've been putting it together, I noticed that there's this. So I got to hog that out right there so it fits down there in there flush, and probably square this up a little bit, flatten it out. Against my better judgment, I'm going to try this. These bits are kind of sharp, and they bite into this. It's probably going to go flying across the room or bite in, or I don't know. This could ruin my whole day here. I don't know. We're going to try and go easy and slow. It's starting to move. Not bad. I'm using some red paint pen to just kind of keep my marks. So here's what I got. It's taken me quite a while to get that hogged out. Probably should have started with the 9/16 bit. I measured it out slightly higher than 9/16, but I was afraid it was going to chatter all over the place, so that's why I went with the half inch. Anyway, there it is. You know, I've gotten lucky on a lot of these things where once I got this down, this is almost perfect and probably flush. I can take a little bit more off of it, but I got to mock some other things up. And I may have, however, I may have screwed up my little spring spot here. It may be, yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Let's mock it up. All right, let's put this together for the last time, hopefully. Let's see here. Okay, this goes on there. And then remember, the spring has that little detent, little probe in it that goes right in this little hole here. There. I've done this enough times to where it seems like it's a lot easier to get these. Sorry about that. I got a charger hooked up. Okay. Oh, you know what I did? Forget to grease it. Okay, got it greased and back here. This little pin does have an offset, so it only goes in one way. We're going to squirt some grease on this. Now, this isn't really my final assembly. I'm going to put some bolts in it. All this stuff was riveted. This is going to be just a good test. Might even use it for a while until I can source out all those rivets. It takes a big one here and 4 little ones here. You can see part of one right there. Sorry about the zooming and stuff, but here we go. So this, we're going to put like that. If I recall, let's put a little grease on here, on the pin. Okay. Got it. I did take the handle off, if you notice, to make this a little easier. Got to overcome that spring pressure inside. Okay, if that holds, I'll get these little bolts in it. I had these sitting around. There it is. It took me a little while, but I got it. So I put some little bolts and nuts through it to hold it together. Get my finger right. Put that grease on it. Didn't really clean it up because it's going to come apart again once I get these rivets. I don't really know what the size are. I waited till I got to here before it because I didn't know if I was going to actually be, hold on. Let's do it this way. I didn't know if I was actually going to be able to get this to work, so I'm a little surprised that I got lucky on a few things, but that's the rivet right there that was left. I got the other balance, the other few in the bags here, which I'll be getting into shortly. So I'll have to source that, and right there is the other rivet. I'm electing right now not to put anything in there because I'm not going to be using it very heavy, just basically some testing. But I'll find that rivet too, and there's a sleeve. Let's go put it on. I had to make a quick adjustment. The little nuts that I put back here were just barely touching on the corners. Like right there and up here. Same on the other side. So I could have taken them out and removed them, but I've got them Loctited and stuff, and they're coming out when I get the correct pop rivets. So I just ground them off. And here's the little pin that goes in the back of the handle to hold it onto there, which I don't think I'm going to put it in at this time. Come on, where's the focus? Just because I don't want to have to take that little sucker out again. I originally took this apart about 2 months ago, so that's why I'm forgetting all this stuff. These little ferrule washers, I'm assuming, are going in here. Looks like they may go in from this side, and it looks like from that little dent on the edge, I probably had to pop them out of there with a little punch or screwdriver, so those won't be going in right now either. Fail. More grinding required. That's as high as it goes up. I have to take it apart. Okay, after some whittling, what did I determine? I determined that I needed to get this bump stop down. This went in there like that. So when it goes up, it was hitting here, so I ground out on that. I'm not real happy about that, but that's the way it goes. Also, once I started putting it together and working it, I noticed all the wear spots in here, and I would grind some of it off and put it back. I also noticed that this needed a curve because of the way it goes like that. I kind of had it square, so did some relief cuts in there and ground the heck off of the bottom. I knew that was an easy fix, so I did as much as I could in here safely. I also moved this back a little bit so there isn't quite as much pressure on the spring. So let's put it together and check it out. Okay. Okay, a lot of grinding later. Whammy! Ha ha! Whammy. Love it. It's obviously missing the little temperature thing there, but inside it still turns. That's it. It's rough. I haven't cleaned it at all. So I don't know if this is all rust or, you know, maybe some dirt involved, but I don't think it's going to be real pretty. Alright, so I got the top off. Motor looks all clean. There's your thermostat little thing there. I think I said it was working. It's got a nice little suspension here on the motor. Yeah, this whole top comes off. This is really not attached. It's just so heavy that you can just, you know, it stays there. Well, when unloading it, I thought, well, maybe I can take this off and make it lighter, but I couldn't even lift this up high enough. It's just too heavy and awkward. I got some numbers on it and stuff. I'm not expecting anybody to jump right on it, but besides some cleaning and a few other little things, it's ready to go. Oh, this gasket looks like it's still pretty good. Have to check back in there. All right, thank you. Dilly dilly.